Hey everyone, Mrs. M here, and I'm back with another cooking edition. This is in collaboration with the Black African Women's Network, and we are making beef ribs today and some sticky chicken. The marinade for the two will be the same, so here we go. So to start off, I started with a bit of some soy sauce, about 3 tablespoons, and then I'm adding in some dried herbs. I've gone with oregano, but you can use any herbs of your choice. Now, to get the nice kick and smokiness, I have added some Sriracha Seasoning. This is one of my new favorite ones. I love it. It's got that spiciness, that smokiness from the paprika. Really goes well with anything. And then, just to give an extra depth to the smoky flavor, I'm using a bit of barbecue sauce. So sometimes for some people, barbecue can be a bit overpowering. So I've added about a tablespoon in this. You can also give it a taste when you want to just get a sense of what it tastes like. And then you adjust the measurements according to your liking. Then I've added just a bit of ginger. I add ginger to everything, whether it's powdered, whether it's fresh. It's just my favorite, but that's optional as well. It just adds to the heat. If you like spicy food, ginger really complements that. Right, so now I'm adding a bit of honey. If you don't have honey, you can add some brown sugar. If you're gonna make anything sticky, it really helps with that caramelizing of the food, getting that sticky coating on everything. It's a game changer, I swear. I love it all the time. So as you can see, I just gave it a little taste just to check that everything is balanced. Mix well and you're good to go. Alrighty, so we're gonna start off with the chicken because it's quick and easy. I'm going with some chicken thighs with the skin on. You can use any pieces of chicken, that's your preference. And I'm just gonna coat the pieces in the marinade. And one thing about this marinade, I've tried it on chicken, fish as well. It really goes. So I think it's a versatile combination. And the good part is that you don't really have to add salt if you're using soy sauce because it's really high in sodium. So that is just one of the things that I like about it, and it adds the liquid to it. So I'm not adding more oil or more water to the mixture so that I get the right consistency. So hence I say my preference for this is the soy sauce. So get in there, make sure that it's nicely coated, make sure that the marinade gets into all the creases and the crevices of the meat because that's where all the goodness sits. If you want to marinate this overnight, it's perfect because then you know it will be more tender, it will be more succulent, and all the flavors will be mixed in. However, with this one, I think I just kind of left it for about 30 minutes and popped it in the oven afterwards. So it's really up to you. So this is a great tip that I love. It's my newfound favorite. I always add a couple of cloves of garlic on top of everything, and then I will chop my onion and just kind of put it on top. This really goes well with anything nice and sticky because as it cooks and as it roasts, the garlic becomes soft and tender, just like this buttery texture. The carrots caramelize and become sweeter, and it's just nice, you know, if you're adding it to your dish and if you're going to scoop over that leftover sauce as a broth, you know, it's a game changer. It just makes it taste so fulfilling. I think that's the word. But try it, let me know how it goes. And we're on to the beef. So I'm using some beef ribs that I got from Costco, and it's 2 racks. So at this point, forgive me guys, there's a step I missed where I sort of unpacked the meat and sort of trimmed all the fat pieces and the membranes that I didn't need. This was at 1 a.m. in the morning when I was doing this, and I just didn't have the time. But anyway, back to the cooking. You see with the tip of my knife, I'm just poking holes in the top to make sure that as I pour the marinade over, it will be able to seep into the meat. So depending on how your ribs are cut, the cut that I've got is quite thick. So I make sure that I want to make sure rather that everything is, being absorbed, that the meat can be tender, can be succulent, because there's nothing as boring as having meat and all the flavor is outside, So take your time. I would suggest that, if you're going to make beef ribs, marinate them overnight. Give them that love, give them that care. They're not really difficult to make. It just takes really long because of the start to finish process. But once they're nicely marinated and given that sugar, given that love, I'm telling you, the reward is sweet, it's decadent, it's delicious. So here we go. As you can see, I'm just making sure that both racks are nice and coated. I've never tried this with any other meat, but I think it really would go, because the marinade is quite versatile. It's not something that is themed, to a particular cuisine or particular food. So that's what I would recommend. Try the marinade on anything and let me know how it goes. Once you're happy and satisfied that you've covered and coated the meat sufficiently, cover it up and put it in the fridge overnight or for a couple of hours just to make sure everything is in. And here we are. This is the next day. You can see that it's kind of settled. You can see that there's a nice color to the beef right now. So I was just, you can see I'm putting on my gloves. Guys, this is because when I did the chicken, it kind of stained my nails, and I just thought, let me just wear gloves. So here I am, just making sure that all the sauce is covering, and whatever fell to the sides is covering the beef, because nothing goes to waste. We want to maximize the cooking and maximize the flavor. Alrighty, so right now I am just crushing some cloves of garlic and peeling them so that I top over on the beef, and like I showed you with the chicken. And as you can see in the background, I've got all the spices that I used in terms of the barbecue sauce, the seasoning, and the soy sauce and the oregano. I just didn't put the honey and the ginger, but you get the point. So yeah, back to everything. We are peeling the garlic. If you don't like garlic, guys, this is really optional. It doesn't change anything. It's just a nice to do and a nice to have that I like incorporating in terms of the cooking. So to the viewers at home, I noticed that on the Boar Network, there was a poll that was put up a couple of weeks ago with regards to food and people's thoughts on food. Some of you voted and say that you're kind of like by the book people, where you just kind of stick to recipes. Others were saying you're always open to trying new recipes. So to those who are open, just let us know in the comments if this is something that you're interested in making, or if you're keen to make. And we'll see, there's no rules to the cooking world, and that's one of the beauties, because you can work with and tweak recipes according to your desire. Back to the cooking. Here I've just cut up some onion in half moon shapes that I'm lining up on the sides of the baking or oven dish. And here I am. I'm going to put it in the oven covered. So because of the thickness and the cut that the beef is in, it will cook for longer. I put it in the oven for about 2 hours covered in foil. If you don't have foil, or if you have an oven dish that has the lid, you can also use that. The idea is that you want to keep as much moisture in the ribs and let it cook in its own juices from within, and make sure that everything is nice and juicy and succulent. Oops, sorry. This is 2 hours later, and we open. won't you? Look at that. Look at that bubble. Look at the onions. Look at that garlic. It's just kind of melted. Look at the bones. The bones are sticking out. And here I was just giving it a nice little poke to see if it's cooked and if it's falling off the bone. That's how soft I like mine. If you prefer it a bit stiffer, that's up to you. But I just love when it's just all, melty, when it just pulls apart, Oh, guys, I'm just celebrating watching this. Don't mind me, guys. Don't mind me. So what I'm doing here, I'm just basting the top of my meat with the juices, and it helps lock in that moisture. But the meat at this stage, it was ready. It was cooked, but I just thought I wanted to give it a bit more cooking time, just to make sure that it's stickier and it's yummier. So as you saw, that when I removed it was a bit dry, hence I'm basting it now. And then I'm gonna pop it back in the oven uncovered for another 30 to 45 minutes, and by then it will be ready to serve. Now we're gonna move on to the side that I chose. I went with some homemade sweet potato fries. I'm using the yellow sweet potato. You can use regular potato if you want to make chips, or you can use any other kind of sweet potato, or veggies, but I just kind of went with the basic sweet potato fries. So this whole meal that I make, whenever I make it, it's because it's a nice Sunday. I've got time, I've left it to marinate over Saturday evening, and then I wake up, and in the afternoon just pop it in the oven. It's so low maintenance. It just seems a lot because of how long it takes, but really it's just once the meat is marinated, you put it in the oven and it cooks itself. And then the sides that I choose to go with are, as you can see, the sweet potato. I'm now going to season it, and I've just drizzled some chili oil on it. Guys, I love chili. I love spices. I love anything with a kick. You can use any olive oil. And I'm going in again with the herbs. I'm using oregano. And you're just going to add a bit of salt and for the seasoning as well. Oh, there's the ginger again. I told you guys, I add ginger to everything. I love it. But anyway, you're going to add some salt and put it in the oven. Just make sure it's nice and flavored and blended up, and mix it up, and then you put it in the oven. So at this point, because the beef was cooking for about another 30 to 45 minutes, I just kind of put this I put the beef a bit lower and then put this on the top tray, because I don't have no time to be waiting for each and every single dish now, y'all. It doesn't work like that. Same with the chicken. At some point, it was in there all at once. So if you're wondering that I only have one oven, how do I work with this? Because there's so much electricity or gas being used, guys, let's be efficient, okay? Oh, look at that. Now this is after it has broiled, guys. So for those who don't know what broiling is, it's that whole process of cooking it uncovered and just getting it nice and caramelized. So at this point, the garlic has almost melted to butter. It's just nice. I can just almost smooth it over. The onions are nice and caramelized. The meat is juicy. It is succulent. You can see the bone sticking out. It was just everything that I needed at this point. It was giving what it was supposed to have give. Okay, So this is me just checking and seeing that, oh yeah, there it is, it's right, it's ready, and we can start getting ready to plate. Okay, so before plating, sorry guys, got a bit carried away. You see, it looks a bit burnt, but it's not burnt. That is just the caramelization and the char, so it gives that smoky flavor. And now I'm just coating it with a little bit more of that mixture of the marinade. I didn't add more. I put everything except the soy sauce because I wanted the sweetness, just so that it has that extra stickiness on it. So just baste it, little brush. See, it's got that little glisten. Look at that, guys. Just, I mean, like, this deserves a lot of silence. Anyway, guys, there it is. And there's the chicken. See, we didn't forget about the chicken. It made it, y'all. There's the chicken. So this was really good, you know. It is a really good representation for me to show you how I used it both ways. And here we are now for how I presented it, because it was just kind of self-service, you know, and I just used a parchment paper, just crinkled it up a bit. You know, it's a nice way of plating or presenting if you're trying to do like a platter style, because it also doesn't, you know, retain the oil. It just absorbs it quite nicely as well. So I've just cut it up into pieces, and then we're just gonna style it, dress it on the plate. Yeah, the bone was falling off at this point, but because it's, you know, all the flavors in there, for me, I just enjoy like sucking on the bones. Sorry guys, I don't know if that is now appetizing. But yeah, you know, that's how it is. So when it comes to the plating part of it, it's really up to you. You can really just dish it in the plate, but this is for the gram, this is for the people. So I was trying to give y'all the content, right? I was just trying to do the things, child. But here we go. You see all the nice little bits of onion, all the nice little bits of garlic. Nothing is missed. And then to give it that thing, that extra shazam, there we go with the parsley. You can top it with parsley or coriander. I just always have parsley because I've got a little parsley garden in my kitchen. And that's about it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed being with you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Love you so much. Mwah. Bye.